Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to take a look at Super Gogeta and his Zenkai that has come to DB Legends, and we're going to assess just how good his Zenkai looks, basically compared to what he was before. Now it's pretty, I want to say decent, but it looks alright actually. I think his Zenkai is not bad. This guy was a big damage dealer back in the day. It seems to continue that trend. So instead of plus 25%, he's now got plus 30% to damage. Special move inflicted. His main ability has adjusted as well, providing him with a plus 100 to the next damage. That's the same, but he got minus 15 to a special arts card cost, which is also obviously really quite helpful. In terms of his special skill, basically, this is kind of the big factor. So reduces his next damage sustained by 25%, remains the same, plus 25% to damage inflicted, and then he has the immobilization effect still, blast armor included, so not too much of a change there. His big Zenkai boost is to Green and Saga from the movies, which is pretty good. There's a couple units there who could do with a Zenkai boost, so we're looking pretty decent. And then, of course, on top of that, he is already a boost towards Fusion Warrior as well. So pretty good stuff. In terms of his unique abilities, that's where things get pretty interesting. So he now has plus 80% to damage inflicted on Fusion Reborn, which is pretty good, and a flat damage reduction of 40%. So this was needed, I think, to really bring him up to speed. He has the same as before in regards to arts card draw speed. His evil shattering miracle power hasn't been adjusted too much, really just quite straightforward. This one hasn't changed too much. He now, however, does have effects after switch, which occur as well, so randomly drawing new cards, etc. And then we have the two new abilities, Hellborn Radiance, which basically allows him to draw a new card. This gives him a bit more tempo control, and attribute kind of debuffing, which again allows to debuff or disarray the enemy's own tempo control, which is good. And then we have Hope Formed from Allies, which basically allows him to have increased key if there's a defeated battle member, increased card draw speed, nullification of enemy special actions when changing cover, and if there's two defeated, he draws the special moves card, seals the enemy's special moves card, and he basically gets all the previous buffs as well. So he's definitely a closer, a finisher, a high DPS unit, so that's something that's quite good. So in terms of his Z Awakening power, as always, there are multiple avenues to get it. The two main avenues are the Awakening missions, which will give you 4,000, and the Zenkai Rush Battle, which will give you 3,000. The Zenkai Awakening booster that you can buy for 2,000 Chrono Crystals, and then there is also, of course, the ability to summon for him. Now, I don't suggest buying the booster, nor do I suggest buying the summon, unless you are someone who willingly spends money on Chrono Crystals. So instead, if you're like me, you're looking towards the grind of completing the missions, which you can find under the Events tab, and then of course completing the Zenkai Rush Battle and making sure you finish all of that as well. Honestly, it's pretty easy to fully Zenkai units now, so this isn't as big a deal as it used to be, but it's super important that you keep track of what you're doing and make sure that you save yourself some resources and time by doing it all efficiently. And that's kind of it. Realistically speaking, pretty straightforward. I think his Zenkai overall is pretty good. He was a solid damage dealer and now basically will continue to be a solid damage dealer, which is essentially what we want from Zenkais. Now in terms of units that receive a Zenkai boost, this is where things get interesting. There are two units that probably are super duper happy and very, very desperate for these Zenkai boosts. And those are the Piccolo from the Superheroes movie. He desperately needed the Zenkai boost. Hell, he probably needs a second Zenkai boost. And then you also have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's also a big beneficiary of the Zenkai boost. So it's quite a good synergy. Two units as well that benefit well from it. So really good coverage. And then you also have some additional Saiyan green boost as well. So there's a little bit of a green Zenkai boost roster developing, which is good for movie heroes. So we'll have to see. I think Goku's now got triple Zenkai boosts, so that's pretty big for SS3 Goku. But yeah, overall I would say pretty good stuff. And very interested to see how good the Zenkai is. Bye.